Jordan's Dana Reserve, spanning over 300 kilometers and home to several ecosystems and thousands of species, is arguably one of the most beloved jewels in the entire country. But now, the government has expropriated 1/3 of this land for a copper mine, which it says will bring thousands of jobs to the local community, in addition to injecting millions into the Jordanian economy. But several aren't sure about those numbers, and others say it doesn't even matter. The environmental concerns are simply too great. The Dana Biosphere Reserve, Jordan's largest nature reserve, has been enjoyed by Jordanians and the international community since 1989, when it was first given its designation. And it's no ordinary nature reserve. It crosses 4 different biogeographical zones, is rich in varied types of geology, and is home to over 700 different plant species and over 250 combined mammal, reptile, and bird species. Moreover, many of those animals are now endangered, making Dana a site of international care and importance. It's even up for UNESCO World Heritage Site status, a coveted classification that could help jumpstart the tourism industry. Over the years, plenty of investment projects have been considered, but the government has continued to shoot them down due to environmental concerns. But in August, that precedent changed when the government ordered the Ministry of Environment to redraw the lines of Dana, allowing for 100 kilometers to be expropriated for copper mining and exploration. According to the Ministry of Energy, the near 50 million tons of copper in the reserve could inject over 300 million into the Jordanian economy and bring an estimated 3,000 jobs to the local community. Jordan's Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature has been against the plan since the beginning. Firstly, according to a biologist who we spoke with during a tour of the reserve, the numbers just do not line up.
They give numbers. It's not real numbers about the project. It will give like 3,000 chance for the local people. We have to be honest in that, because the local people really try to find this chance. And when we talk about the 3,000, the local people will have this impressed about the 3,000. And the same time, there is another people from the government said we have just 1,000. After 2-3 days, they come and say just 500 chance. So there's no real numbers about this chance.
According to Mr. Malik, the revenue numbers do not account for the amount that will be spent on investment, meaning the copper mine could generate millions less than the 300 the government is purporting. But that's only one of the reasons that he, the Royal Society, and many like-minded individuals are against the plan. Deforestation, pollution, and habit destruction for the hundreds of animals that live in Dana are some of the few environmental risks posed by the construction of a copper mine. Policy-wise, activists say the plan could work, but it needs to be answerable to these environmental concerns, including waste. What happens when the project is done? And will investment groups be held accountable to clean up their messes? For Mr. Malik, the issue is especially sensitive because he says the government does have alternative ways to generate revenue and create jobs in the local community via ecotourism, which was already highlighted as a recommendation in Jordan's National Green Growth Plan, the country's foremost plan on environmental policy.
In all of the world, as you can read or see in the media in last years, a lot of fire happens in many countries around Jordan, like in Turkey, like in Syria, sometimes in Lebanon. Most of the people fight for the green areas, which is really like a lungs for the body. And that's what we want in Jordan. We have to protect the green areas, which have these values of the plants. The pistachio, juniper, even the evergreen plants. This is can give us, that's the oxygens of the area, clean areas, bees, and you can have this quiet in this area.
Interestingly, activists and concerned citizens are not the only ones who have hesitancy towards this plan. Just today, a geologist with the Ministry of Energy told us that the Ministry of Environment is not yet fully on board with this plan, and that ministerial disorganization is one of the reasons that sustainable development is so hard in the kingdom. I'm Priyanka Navani with Ru'ya News, Dana.